Hey there, my name's Tracy from Randomness of Rudy, and in this video I'll talk about Gemini in a relationship with Taurus the Bull. This is actually a part of my YouTube series on the Gemini experience, where I talk about Gemini in a relationship with each sign of the zodiac. So if you haven't seen the first video where I go a bit more in depth on what it's like to date a Gemini, please go back and check that out. Gemini with Taurus is it's an interesting match, to say the least. And I think that in the beginning it will be Taurus that is fascinated. You know, Gemini moves at a very active pace. Gemini is very versatile. Gemini is always in on the newest gadget, or the newest community club that's opening in the neighborhood. Gemini knows everybody. Gemini is just this energy that enjoys learning about a lot of different things and acquiring knowledge and acquiring information and sharing what it is he or she has acquired with as many people as possible that you can find in that local environment. And so Taurus is going to be fascinated by this, and Taurus is definitely going to want to know Gemini. Everybody wants to know Gemini. And so that will be the initial draw. And to be quite honest, if these two signs can become friends first, and if Gemini is the female and Taurus is the male in this relationship, the chances of the relationship going the distance are increased. And so that's a good thing. Forget about gender if these two signs become friends first, which really should be the case in any relationship. But if these two signs are able to get off on a friendly note first, the chances of the relationship lasting are increased also. But this does not take away from the fact that your signs are very different. As I said, Gemini is this air sign that is all about information gathering. And Taurus, Taurus is an energy that is an earth sign. And so Taurus likes life to move at a very slow pace. Taurus wants to keep things simple. Taurus does not want to deal with confrontation. Taurus does not want to have to deal with any sense of discomfort in his or her relationships. Taurus just wants to smell the roses. And, this is good in the sense that, your disagreements may be very infrequent, but it can be tricky to, find a rhythm that works for you both in the relationship. And eventually Taurus is going to want Gemini, or expect Gemini, to kind of slow down, to slow the pace, to stop being all over the place all the time. And Gemini is going to sense that this is what Taurus wants, and may feel resentful about it because Gemini just doesn't operate that way. So this is something to be mindful of, especially when it comes to identifying a shared rhythm between you. With regards to lovemaking, Taurus definitely has the upper hand here, and if Gemini can learn to essentially sit still long enough for sex, and make his or herself vulnerable, it can be a very beautiful experience with Taurus in the bedroom. Taurus wants to please, and Taurus is very tender and very affectionate, and really takes time when it comes to essentially ravishing attention onto his or her partner. And so Gemini should really get in the habit of appreciating this, because it's not something that can be found with a lover of another zodiac sign unless they're Scorpio or Cancer. So the lovemaking experience can be really positive, but Gemini will have to learn how to essentially turn everything off. Cell phone, television, everything that happens up here, and really just allow Taurus to do his or her thing. And as a result, it can definitely be a beautiful match in the bedroom. With regards to your disagreements, again, this is something to be mindful of. Taurus, understands the importance of communication, but Taurus is very pragmatic and very practical. And so when it comes to expressing his or herself or any kind of upset, there's this kind of monotone that comes with Taurus expressing any kind of upset. Now, of course, this depends on how upset Taurus is, because Taurus has a temper for sure, and that's something that any sign of the zodiac would want to avoid. But when it comes to just, general everyday disagreements, Taurus is very practical and simple in expressing what it is he or she is upset about. And Gemini will listen, but Gemini may not always hear what Taurus has to say. And remember, there's a difference between listening to someone and actually hearing them. And so Gemini is going to have to work on this, because if Taurus feels like the situation isn't resolved, this situation will never be resolved for Taurus. And Gemini is all about, let's talk about it and then let's move on. Whereas Taurus is like, let's talk about it, let's make sure we understand it, and then, you know, let's go out to dinner and make up for it in the evening, at night, in the bedroom. So there's a process for Taurus, whereas Gemini is quick to move on, and this is something that both signs will have to be mindful of. Outside of these things, like I said, this relationship could last. You do have some core differences, however, that you have to be mindful of, and obviously you both will need to want to put forth the effort to make the relationship work. And the best chance for that is by becoming friends first. If you want more information, feel free to visit my website at randomnessofrudy.com. And until next time, good luck.